Okay, so we're going to talk about allergies. Everybody's here for allergies at home, so that's what we're here. So when I talk about allergies, allergies are not just the itchy eyes and the runny nose most people think about. You can really have any kind of a symptom from an allergy. You can have aches and pains from allergies. You can have internal organic problems, the liver not working right, the brain not working right, the heart not working right. You can have any kind of a symptom from an allergy. Allergies are not just itchy eyes and runny nose, and we'll go into that a little bit more. You can have mental, emotional problems from allergies. So I just want to kind of dispel the whole idea that this is just about itchy eyes and runny nose. So we're going to look at natural solutions to allergy problems, look at some of the usual things that people do for allergies. Most of the time it's what? It's stay away from it. So, or take these shots, or take this medication. So let me say that if you've got allergies, if you have any kind of a problem, if you need to do something to take care of that problem, you need to do what you need to do to help yourself make yourself comfortable. But if there's something that you just have to keep on doing all the time, then it's not really addressing that deeper underlying reason why you have the problem. So that's what we try and get to in this system of clearing away allergies. And when I say clearing away, I mean eliminating allergies. We're talking about getting rid of the allergies that you have, the symptoms, and it can be from something as severe as an anaphylactic reactions to the itchy eyes and the runny nose. So if allergies can kill you, what else could they do? They can really do anything. So we'll see as we go along until we're talking about it. And you got questions, ask questions, okay? So here's part of the reason that we have allergies. We're just exposed to about 84,000 different chemicals that we were never exposed to before, so our systems become sensitized to these things that are out there. And also you can become sensitized to natural things like pollens and animals. And how about people? You think you'd be allergic to people? It's not far-fetched, is it? You can be allergic to a dog, and you can be allergic to celery. I mean, people got to be someplace in between there. You can certainly be allergic to people, and that happens. I've seen that happen. I've seen people, spouses, allergic to each other, and I clear the allergy to the spouse, and it changes the relationship. Yeah. So we know that there's certainly a lot of people that have allergies, 50 million people estimated. And in this area, I mean, this is a really pretty clean area, Vero Beach, isn't it? We think, right? Except we have a lot of industrial chemicals here, don't we? And we also have, we don't? Not industrial chemicals, let's say agricultural chemicals. Yeah, okay, good.
They passed a law in '86.
Yeah, sure they did.
They did.
Yeah, I know, but we have all kinds of industrial and agricultural chemicals that we're exposed to right in Vero Beach here, in the groves.
Yeah, the orange groves are constantly spraying everywhere. And
yeah, always spraying. So people are allergic to those things a lot of times. And you know, even more insidious than that is, you know, every 2 weeks there's something that's blooming out there that some people are reacting to. So what I try and do when I try and figure out what somebody's allergic to, I'll have them actually set out a couple of dishes of water just to collect whatever might be in the atmosphere, or put it in their house and let the dish sit there in their night table. And so it collects anything that might be in the air conditioning system, anything that they might be reacting to in their immediate environment, and it collects in the water. So they can bring that in, and I can test them to see if they're allergic to something that might be in their immediate environment. And that could change every 2 weeks, right? I mean, there could be, I mean, just how deep it can be. You can have a dust storm that's happening in the Sahara Desert, and that dust storm gets blown up into the stratosphere and the jet stream, and it blows over here and it dumps down here. So you never know what you're reacting to. You'd be reacting to something that you've never been exposed to before. Sixth leading cause of chronic diseases in the United States healthcare system, $18 billion annually. And so we can certainly realize that, you know, allergies can be very debilitating. They can keep you from going to work, and they can keep you from interacting with people. that you care about. Sometimes it's a good excuse to not interact with people you don't want to interact with, you know. So, many diseases such as migraines, diabetes, type 2 diabetes, rheumatoid arthritis, colitis, can be caused by allergic response. Now, especially in something like these autoimmune diseases here, it might not be the actual cause of it, but it can be a spur for your immune system to start reacting and cause you to have these immune response and autoimmune response. You missed the lecture last week, I'm sorry. I talked all about autoimmune responses last week. But you can have any kind of a trigger that can make your immune system start to react to your own tissue. And that's what rheumatoid arthritis is, isn't it? It's your own immune system looking at the connective tissue, the cartilage, the tendons, the ligaments, the bones, looking at tissue in the body as it was the enemy and mounting a response against that tissue. And allergies can be the spur that makes that immune system response kick in. And there are other things that can make the immune system kick in also, but I'm not going to do the immune lecture tonight, although we have to do some of it. Oh, it was working so, I shut it off. It's a beautiful thing. So here are some of the things that we usually think of as common allergy symptoms, right? Runny nose, burning, itchy eyes, congestion, postnasal drip, skin rashes and ear infections, chest congestion, headaches, fatigue, asthma. Here's some of the other things that we don't usually think of as being caused by allergies. And I'm not saying that all of these things are caused by allergies, but allergies can be a trigger for us to experience these types of symptoms here. So these aren't some of the things that we usually think of as allergy symptoms, are they? Heart palpitations. I had one fellow that was coming to see me. He was scheduled to get a pacemaker up at Shands Hospital, and was coming in to see, last shot, let me just try something else and see if there's anything else I can do before I get a pacemaker inserted into my body. So I took him through my allergy test, which I'm going to take. Actually, you know what would be a really good way to do this? You all have questionnaires in there. Fill out the questionnaire before I finish the lecture tonight, and I'll collect them and I'll just draw and I'll pick somebody out and I can test that person. Okay? If you want to. Okay? So if you got the questionnaire in there, fill it out. Okay? Anybody need one of these? You need one? Let's see, you don't have one in that folder there?
I filled it out, so.
You filled it out?
Yes, I did.
Okay, and you didn't have,
Oh,
you didn't
okay,
have
thanks
one?
very much.
No.
You already
I filled it
have
out
it.
and I gave it to him to be collected at the end of the session.
Oh, so both of them are here?
No, we only had one, sir.
Oh, okay, because I had a
So sorry.
folder on that table.
Well-
You don't have one?
No, I have, I've done mine.
Okay. So you can put your name on the back of this, okay?
Mhm.
And I'll draw it behind my back, okay, so I can't see what color it is. Okay, so I was talking about the guy with the pacemaker, going to get the pacemaker. So I went through my exam with him, like I go through my exam with everybody that comes down here. I pretty much do the same type of exam because it gives me information about the whole body and the mental focus and function, and gives me information about the digestive system, which is in about 75% of your immune system resides in your gut, so that's a really important thing to look at when you're looking at allergies or anything else. So part of the other thing that I do with everybody that comes down to see me, I check everybody for allergies, no matter what they come down for, whether it's headache or toe ache. I always check everybody for allergies because they can be the reason why sometimes. And the beautiful thing about working with people that might have a headache or a knee pain, or if they have allergies too, I can work on the knee pain and the headache problem or the reason why they have that. but I could be clearing away an allergy at the same time, so it's not even an extra process that I have to go through. I included it as part of my treatments when I do it for somebody, because sometimes allergies can be the reason why somebody has the stuff that they have. I can't tell you how many times I've cleared an allergy to something for somebody, and they come back and they say, you know, I didn't even tell you about this problem that I had, but I'm not experiencing that problem anymore. My wife tells me I don't snore anymore. So it can be something they didn't even tell me about. So I take him through the allergy test. I find out he's allergic to calcium, one of the top things in my 10 major things that I check for everybody. And calcium is the second one on the list. He was allergic to calcium. So I cleared his allergy to calcium, and one treatment and no pacemaker. So I'm not talking about just itchy eyes and runny nose here. So why would that happen? So you have to think about the physiology of those things sometimes. And you look at some of the things that calcium does in your body, and then, you know, when I tell you that some of these things that calcium does in your body, you can imagine that if this aspect of your body wasn't working right, you could have any kind of symptom, right? Like everybody knows that calcium helps us to make bone, right? Okay. It also helps with the transmission of nerve impulses. The nervous system isn't working properly. What kind of symptoms can you have? Kind of like anything. Helps with the contraction of muscle tissues. So if you're cramping all the time, a lot of times people look for magnesium. Well, sometimes it's calcium. Coagulation of blood, we don't usually think of that as something that calcium helps, but calcium helps with the coagulation of blood. It also helps with the regulation of the heartbeat. So for this guy that came to see me for his irregular heartbeat, his problem was calcium. It could have been somebody else. It might be magnesium, it might be sodium, it might be potassium. Those are major nutrients that help the heart to function properly. So you can have any kind of symptom from an allergy. So we got the survey here. And here's a classical definition of an allergy. It's an overreaction of the body's immune system to something normal, such as dust and pollen and animals, even foods, and these substances affect a person who's overly sensitive to those things. So it's an oversensitivity of your system to something that you're exposed to, whether it's you breathed it, you drank it, you tasted, you ate it, or you came in contact with it. Allergies can kind of come and go too. They can come and go, depending on how fired up your immune system is because of other stressors that may have be happening in your life. When I say stresses, it's not just mental, emotional stress either. You can have physical stress. You know, you fell down, you whacked yourself, you had an operation, you worked out too hard, you didn't sleep. Those are things that put physical stress on the body, and they can compromise your immune system, and allergies are a function of your immune system, either too sensitive or not sensitive. And so you can have those reactions, and then you know, you'll have periods in your life where everything's just kind of going along smoothly, and you say, gee, I'm not experiencing those problems at the same time of year like I always did. So allergies can come and go. Poison ivy allergies can come and go. Sometimes people have a reaction to poison ivy, and then they figure, and then they don't have a reaction, they figure everything's okay, and then they run back in through the poison ivy again and they have a problem. Sometimes the poison is in the dosage. You can eat something that you're allergic to in a small amount, but if you eat it in a bigger amount, then you have a more strong reaction to it. So sometimes the poison could be in the dosage. The interesting thing, I want to zip through this because I got more important things I want to talk to you about. Okay. So this is what an allergic reaction is. It's your immune system getting fired up to as a reaction to something that you're allergic to, and it's an over-exaggerated response. When you get something in your nose, you're supposed to sneeze, right? if you're out there drywalling all day, you know, rubbing drywall and you get dust in the air, or you're cleaning the house all day and you're exposed to dust all day while you're cleaning, and you start sneezing, that doesn't necessarily mean that you're allergic, does it? It might mean that your respiratory passages are just inundated with drywall dust or sand, and so your body's doing what it's supposed to do. It's supposed to expel those things. The way you expel them is to sneeze and cough and get rid of that stuff. But that doesn't necessarily mean that it's an allergic reaction, right? It's not an over-exaggerated response, because once you clear out the sinus passages, then you don't have that sneezing and coughing reaction anymore. So what I want to do is, well, we're talking about medications here, and certainly medications can cause side effects all by themselves. Is the printout from Benadryl kind of interesting, huh? Things that it can cause. Benadryl can cause a rash. How about anaphylactic shock? We all know what anaphylactic means. Anaphylactic means that you're starting to close down your respiratory passages, and if you don't get some help, you're going to die. Like, you know, pretty serious stuff. Breathing is good. We like breathing.
Now, it says insomnia. I thought Benadryl made you sleepy.
Yeah, and it can do the other. You can do it the other way around. You know, people that have, I know, like kids that have ADD, they take Benadryl, they're wired. Yeah, it can have the opposite reaction too. Photosensitivity, excessive perspiration, hypotension, headaches, palpitations, sleepiness, and a lot of people do. They take Benadryl so that they can, you know, go to sleep better, right? Coordination, fatigue, confusion, restlessness, nervousness, tremors, irritability, insomnia, euphoria. I want that. That's the one I want. Can I want this one. If I take Benadryl, will I guarantee me I'm going to have that? I'll take it. Euphoria. But then they'll make it illegal, right?
Okay.
Blurred vision, vertigo, convulsions, anorexia, gastrointestinal problems, urinary dysfunction, thickening of the bronchial secretions, respiratory and sinus problems.
One more.
That's heavy duty, isn't it? I mean, that's an over-the-counter medication, right?
What's in?
Itchiness.
Other what?
Oh, you said
There's
there's
been
more.
the reaction.
Oh yeah, you can get drug rash. And some of the other medications, they're you know, same list. So there's some tests that you can do at home to see if you have an allergic reaction to something. You can eat something you think you might be allergic. Well, first of all, what you do is you can sit down and just take your pulses, and just, well, we'll say take your pulse, okay, because you're going to feel your pulse, okay. I feel pulses. Anyway, you're going to feel your pulse, and you're just going to count it for a minute and see how many you get. Sit down, be nice and relaxed, calm, feel your pulse for a minute, and just write down how many beats you get in a minute. And then you eat something that you think you might have an allergic reaction to, and you take your pulse again, you know, in about 5 minutes. If you have an allergic reaction to it, you take it in 5 minutes, you can take it in, and then take it in 15 minutes, and then take it in an hour. Sometimes people have delayed reactions to things that they're allergic to. And if you get an increase of 10 beats, then you have an allergy reaction to that. That's your adrenal glands kicking in some adrenaline, some cortisol, things that are going to get you ready to deal with the tiger. Because if you eat something that your body is allergic to, your whole body kind of goes into this, oh my God, I'm going to die, I'm going to die, I'm going to die, kind of a reaction. And so it fires you up to deal with the perceived, well, the tiger that's in front of you that is the allergy. When I say the tiger in front of you, it's a stress response. And so you can feel your pulse and get that information. So you get an increase in heart rate, so this is what I just kind of, people that are visual learners, here it is, okay? And then you can check your pulse in 15 minutes, 30 minutes, 60 minutes. If your heart rate accelerates more than 10 beats a minute over the time when you were sitting there nice and relaxed, then it indicates you might have an allergy to that particular substance. Now, you're not going to be sitting there watching the evening news while you're doing this, right? And then third solution handles the allergies even more effectively, and that's the technique we're going to talk about tonight, the Natural Allergy Elimination Technique, which is a combination of acupuncture, homeopathy, and applied kinesiology. Acupuncture, in that the points that I use when I treat somebody are acupuncture points. Whether I needle the points, or I rub the points, or I stimulate them with heat or pressure, I stimulate different acupuncture points. And the homeopathy part of it comes in that what I use to test people are these little vials here that have homeopathic dilutions of whatever it is the substance is that I'm testing. Some of them actually have the stuff in there and not homeopathic dilutions. But I test people with these that are homeopathic dilutions of the things that we're looking to see if they're allergic to. And so we'll check those tonight. And then applied kinesiology is the way that I find out whether or not somebody's reacting to something. So when I introduce, well, are we okay with the whole idea that we're made of atoms? Is that okay? Okay, we're all made of atoms. This is made of atoms. You're made of atoms. The camera's made of atoms. So atoms have their own particular electromagnetic field, right? You got the protons and the neutrons here, all the electrons are floating around, right? Well, those electrons make an electromagnetic field. So you have your own particular electromagnetic field, you have your own particular electromagnetic field, and this has its own particular electromagnetic field. So what I do with this applied kinesiology part of the exam is I introduce the energy of whatever this substance is here, and I introduce it into your energy field. You hold on to it, and I use your muscle as a way to test what's the interaction of those two energetic fields. So we're really reacting to the energy of these things. I've had people, when I'm testing them with these glass vials, you can see they're all the same glass, same type of glass, and actually have them break out into an allergic response just lying on the table holding on to the glass. So I've seen that happen before. Sometimes people get sweaty just holding on to the vials.
Sticky too.
Sticky, yeah, it happens. People get reactions sometimes. So this is kind of like what we were talking about, quantum physics, that everything, that we affect everything around us, and everything around us also is affected by us. And so this is probably, instead of kind of going through this, you get the gist of it. What I like to do is just do an allergy test with somebody so that you'll see what I'm talking about. No, I'm gonna take your papers. Yeah, give me your papers. Yeah.
While you were talking,
Yeah.
I don't sneeze anymore when I read the funnies.
The newspaper? Excellent.
I just
Okay.
realized that.
Yeah,
when
see,
you were
that's
talking.
very interesting. So one of the things that, Frank just mentioned is that he was having a reaction that he would sneeze when he would read the newspapers. Well, what I cleared his allergy to was soybeans. Why would that make a difference?
It's in the colours.
What do you think they make the ink from the newspapers from?
Everything's made from.
It's made from soybeans. So people do have a reaction to the ink in the newspaper print.
That's really nice.
Been doing that for years, never knew why.
Should bleeze up a little bit here.
Anything in color on it.
It's sneeze birds.
Barbara J?
Yeah,
Barbara J, okay.
Okay.
All right, Barbara J.
okay.
You wanna do this?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, why don't you lay right down with your head up that way.
Oh, should I take off the shoes or is it okay?
You don't
Doesn't
have
matter.
to.
Okay.
All right, why don't you slide a little bit to the left, just a little bit to the left, so you can move it more along, okay. And you are off duty right now.
Correct.
All right, so what I'm gonna have you do is I'm gonna have you stick your left arm straight up in the air. Okay, great. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna push down like that and you're just gonna resist, okay?
This is okay.
Yeah, that's okay for this arm?
Right.
Okay, good, make that strong.
Yes, sir.
No, you gotta make it strong.
Okay,
You're gonna resist. Don't-
Okay,
don't-
right.
Don't let me push it down.
okay.
Just keep it strong. That's better. Okay, good, keep it strong. All right, great, strong. All right, so that's just a test that tells me you're testable, okay? If you don't blow out like a baby when I do that, then you're not testable and I have to do some things to fix it, so you're testable, okay? So. I don't wanna butcher your name, so I'm just gonna put Barb up there.
Yes, very good.
And let me flip this hand over here, because what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take these little vials here and I'm gonna put them in your hand one at a time, okay?
Yes, sir.
I just wanna see how your body reacts. Now, your only job is to keep the arm strong, okay? And,
My right arm,
no, the left arm.
the left arm,
Yeah, I'm gonna test.
still up?
Well, I'm gonna, like I say, I'm gonna test a whole bunch of these, all right?
Okay, sir.
And so you might wanna give your arm a little rest in between, okay? So, let's try this right here first. So try again, arm again, make that strong. Okay, great. Hold on to that, strong, very good. That, oh, I'm sorry, that was protein. Hold on to that, make that one strong. That's calcium. She's a pretty good muscle test. Make that strong. And if you're questioning, I can probably overpower anybody doing
You
this.
can, I know.
I know, well, that doesn't help anybody though,
No.
does it?
Right,
So what I'm feeling when I test Barb, is I'm feeling for how, if there's a lock in her arm, she just kind of, she's like a rock. And so it's, I just respect that. When I feel that, I just respect the lock. If there's no lock, if it just blows out like when I touched her up here, then I know she's reacting to something that she's holding on to, right? Because nothing else changed it except that I put that in her hand, right? Strong, and that's okay. And that was vitamin B, by the way, and hold on to that strong. Okay, just try to make sure you're not wimping out on me here. Keep that strong. No, keep it strong. That's it. Do it again, keep it strong. All right, so that's weak. So that, my dear, is sugar. Now, this is what I'm talking about. Allergies
Right.
can be anything.
right.
You can have any kind of symptom from an allergy. So, now this doesn't mean that she gets too much sugar or not enough sugar. It doesn't mean that sugar is good for her. It doesn't mean sugar is bad for her. The only thing that our test is telling us is that she has an incompatibility to it.
Right,
So from that perspective, you can have any kind of symptom, right? So look at this test. This is a very profound test. Look and see what happens with this test. So you had a nice little rest there, so let's test your arm again, okay? And forget whether I'm pushing harder or not. You just keep the arm strong, okay? And
Okay,
feel
sir.
what you feel, okay? Keep that strong. That's pretty good. Hold on to that. Make that strong. Okay, so what your body is saying, it has to be saying, you know, whatever you just put in my hand over there, I'm not okay with that. I get weak
Right.
just coming in contact with it.
Right,
So what do you think happens when you eat it?
sugar.
Yeah,
I found out it does bad stuff for me. I've cut it out lately,
okay.
as much as I could.
Yeah, and it's very difficult to cut sugar out, isn't it? Because one of the things that we have in here is glucose.
Right.
You know what glucose is?
Corns.
Glucose is brain fuel. Your brain sucks up 25% of the glucose in your body to use for fuel. So if your brain wasn't getting the nourishment that it needed, what kind of symptoms could you possibly have?
Tea.
How about anything? The brain runs the show.
Right.
You have any kind of symptoms, yeah. So, and interestingly, and I certainly have sucrose in here, and fructose, and maltose, and lactose, and galactose. I got all kinds of oses in here. But she's reacting to something in there. So it can make a big difference for people with mental fogginess and, you know, things you wouldn't think of as an allergy, right? We try that with them again, keep that strong. That one is iron, make that strong. Vitamin A is okay, make that strong. Minerals are okay, make that strong. Salt is okay, make that strong. Strong, strong, strong. No, that's pretty good.
Okay.
Watch this. Keep that strong again. Strong. Keep it strong.
I know. It's amazing.
Watch this. Keep it strong.
No.
Keep it strong.
I told you.
Alright. That's grain. Now I got corn, oat, wheat, rye, barley, millet. I got all kinds of grains in there. She
Right.
can be reacting to any one of
I've
these.
cut that out too.
And that's okay, because you're not reacting well to it, right? And that's what I was saying before, if you're allergic to something and you have to stay away from it, or if you have to keep on taking something all the time to keep yourself comfortable, then that's what you need to do. Until you find out that there is something else that you can't do about it. And so we can clear the allergies to these things. If I have the thing that somebody's allergic to, I can clear the allergy to it. When I finish with Barb, I'll tell you the story about the peanut butter there. Okay, hold on to that, make that strong. That's dairy, not bad. Make that strong. Fruit, not bad. Strong. Vegetables, not bad. Strong. Shellfish, not bad. Strong. Fish, not bad. Strong. Strong, strong, strong.
Oh,
No, that's weak. That's nuts. Nuts. Okay. Make that strong. Keep it strong. No, keep it strong. Don't help me. Strong. Well, you walked out with that one. That's caffeine and chocolate. There is life.
I didn't know about nuts. That's surprising.
Well, and I have about 20 different nuts in there. You can be reacting to any one of them.
Yes, sir, I understand.
Keep that strong. That one is soybeans. Okay. Keep that strong. Vitamin D is okay, and I can't tell you how many times I've tested people. I've gone through somebody's examination and looked at their lab work, and they're low in vitamin D, and I tell them, look, you need some vitamin D. It's a very important nutrient for your immune system. There's about 3,000 genes that we found so far that are turned on by the key that's vitamin D. You need to take some vitamin D, and then we kind of go through this part of the test, and I find out they're allergic to vitamin D, and I say, okay, well, I was going to give you some vitamin D today, but not right now. When we clear the allergy to it, then you'll be able to get the benefit from it. But you were okay with it, weren't you?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, you're okay with it. Strong. Vitamin E is okay.
So,
Make that strong. Magnesium is okay. Strong. Iodine is okay. That's strong. Potassium is okay. Strong. Phosphorus is okay. Strong. Electrolytes are okay. Strong. Neurotransmitters are okay, so you're not crazy, okay? Strong, be quiet. Strong. Strong, strong, strong. No, what's that? That's hormones. Hormones, that's not so
Okay.
far-fetched, is it? When you think about what autoimmune problems are, your own body reacting to things, you can have an allergy to your own hormones. Strong. No, keep it strong. That's better. Thyroid hormones, not bad. Strong. Insulin, not bad. Strong. Melatonin, not bad. Strong. Artificial sweeteners.
okay.
I have to say that if I had one vial that I was gonna pick out to do a demonstration, I can only pick out one vial, that's the one I would pick, artificial sweeteners. Everybody blows out on that one. I've had these bodybuilders come in, these hulks, you know, kinda, and I can swing, hold onto the arm and kinda swing back and forth here like that, and they just stand here like that, and they put artificial sweetener in their hand. God, do that again. It's really funny. Strong. Food additives are okay. Now, that's one that I always expect people are gonna blow out on that, but they don't. I don't get very many people that blow out on food additives. I think they should, but what do I know?
I agree.
What do you mean you agree?
I agree.
You're talking artificial food additives.
Yeah, you know, like red dye,
It's
you know,
accustomed to it.
FD and C, Blue Lake, or whatever. Yeah. No, that one's formaldehyde. She's okay with formaldehyde. Just don't make a steady diet of it.
Okay.
Strong. Keep that strong, strong, strong.
No.
That's antibiotics. Now, you know, that's not just the antibiotics that you get at the doctor's office either, right? We have antibiotics in the dairy and the eggs and the meat and the fish, and you know, we're exposed to antibiotics all the time. They pump those animals up with all kinds of antibiotics, and we eat them.
Right.
So you can be exposed to it even if you're not getting it from the doctor's office. And it's in the environment. People flush their antibiotics down the toilet, right? It's got to go someplace.
Right.
We're supposed to have 50 times the amount of antibiotics in our water supply than the German water supply. Keep that strong. It's all right, you can stay.
Thank you.
Keep that strong. No, that's weak. What's that? That's pesticides. Pesticides. Let's check that one out. I think you might be exposed to pesticides here in Vero Beach.
East of US 1.
Okay. Keep that strong. Histamine is not bad. Strong. That one is Florida in a bottle.
What is it? I'm sorry.
It's mold.
Oh. Yes.
That's strong. Wow, dust is okay. I was gonna give you a prescription for no housework, but forget about it now.
I want one.
Strong. Keep that strong. Fungus is okay. Keep that strong. Tree pollen. Try that one strong. that's local trees, citrus, palm, pine, oak, melaleuca,
Mhm.
and I made that vial.
Okay,
It's in there.
that's neat.
Strong, flowers are okay. That's another one that always surprises me, strong. Because everybody blows out on grass and weeds also, but, you know, I think grass and weeds for one person is flowers for somebody else, but
Mhm.
I just find that there's not a lot of people that blow out with flowers, but they blow out with grass and weeds. When I treat those, oh no, you didn't have flowers, you're okay with them, you cross that off. I think that's strong. You can eat all the cockroaches you want. Okay, strong. Animal dander is okay,
Keep that in mind when I go to Africa.
strong. Animal saliva is I'm sorry, that was animal dander,
Okay,
strong. Keep that strong.
okay.
Animal saliva is okay. And strong. Radiation, TV screens, computer screens, not bad, strong. Fluorescent lights, not bad, strong. Cigars and cigarettes, not bad, strong. Smoke, not bad, strong. The sun, not bad, strong. Heavy metals, not bad, strong. Dental amalgam, not bad. Okay, so that's my allergy test. So that's what I do on everybody, when they come down, I test all those things with people. And if there's some specific things that I need to test with people that aren't in here, then I have 1,000 vials, there's about 45 in here. Those are the most common ones, thanks Barb. But you're pretty good, you're not bad, most people have about 20 things checked off. So, you know, when you look at these things here, so if you had a check mark on every single thing on the page, the things that are gonna be the most important to fix first are gonna be the digestive things. You wanna make the fortress strong before you start
Yes.
thinking about clearing away external environmental things. So for you, the first thing that would have to be cleared would be sugar. After that, we could do anything you want to do, depending on what your lifestyle is. But that's yours.
I'm very grateful, thank you.
So, any questions on that process at all? I mean, it's kind of a little bit different way of and I can tell you, I've had people that, you know, come in to see me for their initial exam, and they have their allergy test with them, and they start to tell me I'm allergic to it, just, you know, we'll look at it later. And so, I'm taking through this test here, and we look at it, and it's the same thing that they've been tested for by the scratch test. Because what are you reacting to? You're reacting to the energy of that stuff. You don't have to scratch the skin in order to get an allergic reaction. The muscle test gives us that when I'm introduced, you saw, I mean, I just introduced the energy of that vial, that substance, whatever's in that vial, into Barb's energy field, and I just used the muscle as a way to test that. The muscle tells us you're strong as a rock, I put that in your hand, and now you're weak, your body's gotta be saying, I'm not okay with that, I'm incompatible. And that's the most useful word that I can say about allergies. When I'm testing for allergies, it's an incompatibility to it. So that could show up as a deficiency, right? If you're not okay with it, your body can be trying to get rid of it. Or it could be showing up as a reaction against it, almost an immune reaction, because some of the things you saw I tested there have to do with body substances. Or it could be showing up as something that you're just not compatible with.
Can I ask a strange question?
Yeah, go ahead. No, it's not strange.
Take sugar or grains, say like wheat, does it change the signature, the electromagnetic signature, if it's refined or in a whole form? Would be a different, so is there two different reactions depending on how, if it's been processed?
Like I say, that vial that I tested Barb with for
Yeah, there are multiple
sugar,
grains in it.
it's
For the
got
sugar.
multiple,
Okay.
oh, you were weak with grains too, weren't you? Yeah, I don't think I checked it off on there. Why don't you check it off? But the answer to your question is you can be allergic to anything, in any aspect of the thing. You can be allergic to, aspartame, but not so much because of the aspartame itself that shows up in my artificial sweetener vial,
Right.
but because downstream in your system, aspartame converts into formaldehyde.
Okay.
So you can be reacting to downstream things that something turns into in your metabolism.
Right, okay.
So, like I said, I have sucrose in the sugar vial. I also have honey in there. I also have. You saw some of the things that I was testing. You can be allergic to good things, things that you need. And if you're allergic to it, you're not going to get the benefit from it. So, Mom calls me up and says, you know, I just made a peanut butter sandwich, and I kissed my son, and he went into anaphylaxis. So he starts closing down. She stabs him with an EpiPen, and saved his life. And so she calls up, and I said, well, bring him down and bring the peanut butter. So I've had this for about 7, 8 years.
I think it's still in date.
I don't use it very much. I use it just as a reminder about the power of this stuff. So I keep it in my treatment room. But she brought it down. She brought her son down. I treated him on Monday. What I did is I took one of those little vials. I took the peanut butter and I put the peanut butter in one of the vials that I had, and I washed it all up really good, and used that vial to test him for the peanut butter that his mom had used, which she kissed him. And I tested him the same way that I was, just testing Barb. And he was weak as a kitten, just holding onto the vial. Duh. And so I treated him. And when I treated him, I tested him afterwards, and he was strong, and that's usually the way it is. I test people immediately afterwards. And I said, why don't you bring him down tomorrow? I want to see him tomorrow. And she brought him back down, and I used the same vial. I tested him with the same vial, and he was as strong as a rock. So I sent Stacy, one of my office people, across the street to get him Reese's peanut butter cup, and she brought it back. He ate the peanut butter cup. That's profound, isn't it?
Yes.
I mean, that changes this kid's life. He doesn't have to worry for the rest of his life about coming in contact with peanuts and going to school and having people, joke with them and breathe on them and worry. Both of my nieces were both allergic to seafood from Boston. They're allergic to seafood. You can't be from Boston and be allergic to seafood. So I cleared both of them, and they do fine now. They eat crabs and they eat lobster and everything else now.
Question. My son-in-law can eat shrimp if it's never been frozen. If it's been frozen, he has a reaction.
Yeah, I don't know. There might be some. I don't know. I don't know if there's some kind of chemical reaction that happens when the freezing happens. I know I had some vegetables the other day that were they were frozen vegetables, but you could tell they were frozen because they're kind of rubbery. So something about the freezing changes things. People sometimes are allergic to the cold. I can't tell you how many people have cleared an allergy to low barometric pressure. They're allergic to barometric pressure. These people that can feel the storms coming in, they start getting all these aches and pains. I clear their allergy to the low barometric pressure, and they don't have that reaction anymore. So it can be profound. You get it now, right? Allergies aren't just itchy eyes and runny nose. I think that's pretty much, we talked about most of that stuff. The fight or flight response. I think that's pretty much what I want to test with you. Okay. So, because you came tonight, the gift for you is the opportunity to come and let me do an allergy test for you. It won't cost you anything. I'll do it just, you saw what I did with Barb. You wanna come down and let me do an allergy test for you, I'll be happy to do that. Just gotta make an appointment for it, and that's it.
It's a great gift. It's fascinating.
It's life-changing, it really is. It can be, I mean, think about that guy who would have had to walk around with a pacemaker on his heart, in his chest for the rest of his life. It can be life-changing. And usually, I have to say, usually it's one treatment and that allergy's gone. And I can say that because I've been doing this process for about 20 years. I've been doing acupuncture for 28 years. And, everybody at acupuncture school learns how to treat people's symptoms with allergies. The GIs and the runny nose, we can do a really good job with that. This system I've been doing for about 20 years, and there's no comparison. I see people who come down with anaphylactic reactions to things. If they came in contact with it, they're gonna die or go to the hospital, and they get a treatment and it's gone. And I've tested people, 15, 20 years later that have come in, and the allergies are still gone. So, but having said that, I have had some people over the years, I have had to repeat some things on. It's not usual, but it has happened. So, that's pretty much what I wanted to kind of show you guys. I know it's something that you haven't been exposed to, and you really need to be exposed to it, because there's a better way than taking something for the rest of your life. There's a better way than staying away from something for the rest of your life. There really is a better way.